Ronnie, good morning, everybody. And wow, this is going to be an amazing event this morning. There's no question, Sales INDABA has to be one of my favorite events of all time. It's vibrant, it's exciting, it's all important. And of course, as we know, it addresses the number one challenge in the world, the inability to go out there and find big customers, conclude big deals, and grow top line quickly. And it is about that. Sales, if you have an abundance of sales, cash flow and of cash flows, you can fix anything. And of course, marketing, HR, technology. So this morning, it's all about sales, changing mindset. And I'm truly excited. I've had the absolute opportunity and the privilege to meet Cobus a few minutes ago for the first time. I know we've been trying to do this for a number of years, but I'm truly inspired by this. And let me give you a bit of a background. But before I do, guys, please tell us where you're from. Tell us what your sales problems are, what you'd like to hear and see this morning. Where are you from? They're from Limpopo. Good morning. Peace from Limpopo. Alvin, good morning to you. It's always good to see where people come from. And as we know, over the last 2.5 years, we've had people from all over the world on this platform. So it's been absolutely from Razi, Durban. Good morning to you. And guys, as we know, a bit of a house rule with technology. Sometimes things can go wrong. If they do, please don't leave us, because as Arnold Schwarzenegger said, we'll be back. And but this morning is not about me. I have the opportunity. But before I bring Cobus on stage, good morning, Damien from Krugersdorp. It's good to see you. I'm going to talk a little bit about what's happening this morning. And of course, as we know, the topic of today's session is how to create magic in your business. In this power-packed session, discover the mindset, mental strengths, and strategies needed to grow your business in the next 12 months with Cobus Visser, Superman of Africa, international motivational keynote speaker, team culture and firewall guru, peak performance mental strength consultant, and business and marketing strategist. What more can you ask for in a time like this? And I know many of us out there over the past 2.5 years have really struggled with sales, some more than other, of course. But of course, we've got to think differently now. We've got to adapt or we die. So, but I'm not going to continue further too much. I want to bring Cobus on stage. Cobus, please join me on stage. Cobus.
Good morning.
Thank you. You know, I've heard so much about you, and I know that you're an absolute guru on many mindset fields, and you know, your activities are amazing. I spent half an hour talking to you a few minutes ago, and I'm truly inspired. I mean, I'm looking at what you've done, and what you're doing is absolutely amazing. Not only amazing, it's so vital for business owners and entrepreneurs to keep their businesses running. And I know you're going to address that this morning. So, Cobus, I just want to thank you for your time, for donating your time to this all-important event this morning. And to our attendees out there, I'm going to leave you in a few seconds. I'm not coming back. Cobus is going to say at the end, thank you for joining us. And but Cobus, this is not the last time you and I engage. I look forward to the physical stuff coming shortly. But Cobus, over to you, and thank you once again. Truly grateful.
Okay, good morning. So
this is the man who got me transformed and got me walking on fire, and everything went kaboom. Change transformed.
And he's a millionaire speaker, bootcamp. Yeah.
How many of you are willing to go for the impossible to reach the possible? Are you willing to take the steps? Are you willing to get that focused? What is your why? Your why. How many of you are willing to step up? But to step up and raise our standard, we need to challenge ourselves to get out of our comfort zone. And you believe that anything is possible.
He's just got a beautiful, beautiful heart. He's authentic. He's real. He wants to make the world a better place.
Just walked on fire. Brilliant.
Wait, I'm actually stepping on fire. To anybody that hasn't walked on coals, do it.
Good morning, good morning. Thank you for everyone that is joining. I see all the way from all over around the country that is joining. Thank you for where you are live streaming from. I promise you, if you stay until the end, you will learn a lot. I want you to have a notebook and a pen ready. Let's jot down all of the lessons that I'm going to share with you. I promise you, you can create magic in your business. You can make the impossible possible if you stay tuned till the end and dot it down, because I'm going to challenge your mindset today. I'm going to challenge how you think and how to approach the world. Because if I have to ask you a question, and you can dot it down in the comment section, do you believe our economy is the best it's ever been in South Africa, that there's opportunities in abundance? Let me know in the group. I want to see your beliefs about what you believe about our economy in our country. Man, it's so amazing, don't you agree? Petrol prices are going up. What the interest rate is going up. Let me know what you think about our economy while we're getting our presentation up. Leandra, you can get the presentation up. Okay, so how to create magic in your business. What do you believe? Well, yes, thank you. What do you believe is our state of our economy? Someone says, at least I believe it's picking up. So for those who don't know, I'm Cobus Visser. I would love to say Cobus Visser with a C. And I'm going to share with you a little bit about my story. Now, some of you might know with my pronunciation that I'm not the English native speaker. I'm Afrikaans by birth. And so sometimes my English is very deliciously, and I've spoken it since I've been twice. And, you know, sometimes my pronunciation is, I exaggerate a little bit. And sometimes I just have to archive the old files. As you know, my airtime might run out, but hey, we are here to have fun, and we are here to learn new strategies and goals to create magic in our business. Let's create magic. This is a 12-month journey. Why I say 3 months in there? This is like a journey. If you have to think about the story of a farmer, to plant a seed and to reap a harvest, you know, we have to have faith that the rain will come. But sometimes we look up and there's no signs of rain. Now, we can't reap and harvest if we don't prepare. So what do we need to prepare? We need to prepare the foundation, right? We need to prepare the ground to make sure that whatever seed we're going to plant, that the ground can handle that seed. Next is then we need to decide what seed are we going to plant, because that is important. Dependent on the seed, might take 3 months, might take a year, might take even longer, like the Chinese bamboo can take up to 5 years before you can reap the harvest. So you need to know what seeds do you want to plant. Then the next step is you have to nurture it. You have to look after that seed. You know, you have to put fertilizer. You have to take out the weeds. You have to, put water on it. And then, dependent on the seed, you will reap a harvest. And one thing that I say is that every 3 months, you have to re-look at your strategy, where you are and what you need to implement. Are you still on the same path? Some call me the peaceful warrior. I also say I look like a lion. I don't know if you agree. Maybe let me know if you can agree that the picture, I look as sexy as a lion. I'm known as Confident Cobus. And the other one thing that I want to share with you is that I live by hashtags every year. Every year is a certain hashtag. Now, one of my hashtags that I still apply every day is whatever it takes. So use those hashtags when you post and comment on social media. The next thing is live without regret. You know, we only have one life, ladies and gentlemen. We need to make the best of it. So make your next 10, 20, 30, 40 years the best years of your life and live without that regret. Next is what we need for you in your business and your life. You need to go out and crushing it. You need to, you need to make waves. And then the next step, I think, what we need to do in our businesses and in our lives is we need to raise the standard. It's time to let go of being mediocre. It's time to set the standard in the market. And then for this year, it's to create magic. Now, it's not magic with it's magic with a K. It's making the impossible possible. Some people say to me, Cobus, it's spelled wrongly. No, we're not magicians, in making that. We're creating more. We're creating real magic. We create new destinies and new lives. Now, one of my quotes that I want to start with is that I'm here for a purpose, and that purpose is to grow into a mountain and not to shrink into a grain of sand. Henceforth, I will apply all my efforts to become the highest mountain of all, and I will strain my potential until it cries for mercy. Och Mandino, 2012, I read that quote by my mentor, Hannes Ray, and it changed my life. I'm here to challenge myself. I'm here to strain my potential till it cries for mercy. Now, one thing is it okay with you all that I share a little bit about myself, my story, before I get to, you know, all of the secrets that you need to know so that you can understand why I believe that the impossible is possible? Now, one is I'm a hemophiliac. Now, for those who don't know what a hemophiliac is, it's a bleeder. It means I bleed very easily. And, you know, there's a nice example of a purple beauty that I have on my leg from just a small bump. I bleed internally and it hurts. Now, one of those things that is, as a hemophiliac, I have to inject myself on, you know, every 2 to 3 days to help with the clotting of my blood, because my blood doesn't clot. So if I get a cut, I will keep bleeding. Now, one thing about a hemophiliac, you bleed a lot in your joints. Now, as to give you an example, this is my right elbow. Now, I'm not a doctor, but according to the doctor, you know, if you look at your elbow, this is how straight my elbow goes. You know, I can't even touch my shoulder. I can't even do palms up. This is the most I can do with my hands. So the doctor said in 2015, Cobus, you have to get both of your elbows replaced, because if you just fall onto, your example, your right elbow, it can disintegrate. Or if you pick up more than 6 kilograms, you can lose the use of your elbow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this had a big impact on my life. Now, the big impact on my life was that I needed to define, you know, am I going to go and get operations, or I needed to find out I need to change my reality. Now, the one thing that I want to share with you is, you know, success follows when you define what inspires you, motivates you, and fires you up. I want to start with this series. What is your why? What is your purpose? Why are you doing what you want to do? Because your why will define the actions that you're going to step. It's not how am I going to get there. You need to start first why I want it. Why do I want this business? Why I want to be in this business? Because I needed to find my why and my reason. And I found it through my 2 little boys. Now, the oldest one is there and the youngest, they became my why in the beginning, because I had to live for something. You know, to let you understand is that I live in pain every single day. You know, it takes me an hour to get out of bed. The last 2 days I've been struggling with my right knee. It's been painful and I can't walk. Now imagine, you know, you have to inspire yourself first. You know, you have to, it's all about how you show up. I can't show up with this talk, you know, dreading pain. I'm standing actually at the moment. Yet it's all about what I focus on. I need to realize and remind me what is my why. And it had such a big impact on my life. When my oldest son was born, I got to the hospital and I could not pick him up because I don't have the strength for my elbows. I don't even have muscles. Sorry, guys, I won't be able to arm wrestle you. Yet my son gets born and I can't pick him up. Can't hold him. The only times that I could hold him is if I lay in bed and they gave him to me and I could hold him like this. But when he cried, I couldn't even pick him up. Now, it had such an impact on my life that when we were expecting our second child, he was drawing this picture that is in front of you at the bottom right. You will see there's 2 little babies. And he sort of had a cross over the one baby. And he says, Daddy, I don't want a little sister. I want a little brother that can play with me because you can't. He got to his mom. He got to him. And I look at myself and I'm like, I also have a cross over me. And at 4 years old, his response was, Dad, you are dead to me. And I was like, this is my reality. My son doesn't even see me as alive. Now, did he mean probably to say that word? I don't know. But in his life and his existence at 4 years old, I was non-existent. Now, we all find sometimes a catalyst in our life that forces us to change. And it made me realize that I need to change. I can't accept mediocrity anymore. I need to believe that the impossible is possible. Now, one of this journey I discovered, was walking on fire. Now, part of my journey of walking on fire and getting other people to walk over fire is 500 to 600 degrees Celsius, is that, that fire made, at that event that I was, the guy taught us one thing that I want to teach you with, and it's called the hug. Because the thing is, after this COVID and this journey, is that one thing that I realized our importance is relationship and connection. But sometimes words can be empty. So one thing that I would love to teach you today, and to go out and do the change in the world, because this is powerful, first step is you have to make eye contact with someone before you meet them. We call it, in South Africa, we can sawubona. Sawubona, I see you. I acknowledge you. I feel you. In this moment, I'm present. Second step, on the first step, when was the last time you just stopped and made eye contact with the person in front of you? Just letting them know, I see you. The next step is heart. A heart signifies love, life, passion. Now, the first thing is, you will notice when men hug, their hearts are far apart because men are brought up to be strong. Don't cry. But men and ladies, we need to open our hearts because we all need love. And the only way to get love is to give love. So let's change around and give heart-to-heart hugs. And when you hug, the third step is breathe in together, the breath of life, that we are in existence and that we are alive. And for that moment, I'm taking time to breathe you and breathe in. I did this with my son, and it's become part of our story. And at this event afterwards, he cried. He says, "Dad, forgive me. I didn't know what I was doing." And I said, "My dad, my son, this story will change the world." And it has. I've gotten so many feedback of people that wanted to end their life, that said someone gave me a hug and they said they learned it from you. It saved my life. I've had people in businesses, sports teams, where they come together and they hug and they make it part of their culture, and it changes the culture of their business. Now, we moved to Pretoria, and he draws this little picture, and he gets to me, while we were driving for fun, I just gave him something. And he said to me, "Dad, I just want to tell you something, that you are alive." And since then, it became our thing. Every time I pick him up or sees him, it's like, "Dad, look here." And then he comes in, we hug each other, and we just breathe. We breathe out, and that's what it's about. It's being present for someone. Now, 2014, I woke up one morning and I couldn't walk. We moved to Pretoria. I couldn't walk. I can't walk now. As a hemophiliac, I just inject myself. It takes 2 to 3 days for the healing to start. But this time, 3 days became a week became a month became a few months. I couldn't move. That was my reality. The doctor said, "Cobus, you have to get both your ankles fused or replaced because there is no more ankles." Now, if there's doctors on here, please comment to say what you are seeing, because I showed this picture the other day. The doctor said, "How are you able to walk on those ankles? It must be painful." Now, ladies and gentlemen, look at this. This is my reality. The doctor said you have to get your elbows replaced, you get your ankles fused. That is reality. The reality in our country is that people say our economy is bad. There's no opportunities. The rand dollar, the petrol prices going up. All of these reasons. Now, I had all of these reasons why I would be able not to walk, where I will not be able to use my elbows. It will change my life forever. It was my reality, right? But the thing is, we can change our reality. We need to be perseverance, and we have to have drive. Now, one thing is, I had to move around. I had to crawl. Now, here's a nice picture of one time I created blisters on my knees while I was crawling, right? Are you willing to sometimes push through this fear and a mindset that have been created all over the past few years because of news, because of friends? It tells you that business is bad, that don't go into business, rather go look for a job, or whatever the reasons might be, because that might be your reality. Or you can push through the pain. I was doing presentations at one time. I had to motivate people to walk through fire. And then I arrive in a wheelchair, and then people laugh and they say, "Cobus, is that why you're in a wheelchair?" Because it was walking on fire. No matter what our reality shows around us, and no matter what the challenges and the potholes are, mine might have been hell, but yours might be different depending on where you are coming from. It's just this challenge for you to grow. Because sometimes it's growing pains. What is the lessons you need to learn through that journey so that you can impact your life and achieve your goals? This was just part of my journey to find new ways to innovate and to push through the pain. Because next thing I had is I had to move out, and I will share with you my big audacious goal that I had was, my coach said, get a goal so big that it scares you, that it frightens you. And once I got that, I started working towards it because I had my why. Suddenly I had a vision. And so next thing I knew, I needed crutches. So I got those crutches underneath my elbows that created pain at one point. You can see the bruises, but yet I kept moving forward like that Rocky quote, get up and keep moving forward. No matter how much life is pushing you down, no matter how many punches are out there. I even see my friend Martin Brown that is paralyzed, that is a motivational speaker. He keeps on pushing forward. No matter what the reality is, he gets up and goes. He changes lives. So are you willing to grow through those growing pains and move forward? So here's my son, 2.5 years old at this point. He's challenging you. Are you ready to Step out of your comfort zone. Are you ready to raise your standard? Live with no excuses and do whatever it takes, because he became one of the youngest fire walkers in the world. At 2.5 years old, he's now walked probably almost 50 times over fire, and he loves it. Now, the one thing that I realize is when my son comes to me and says, Dad, I want to do this. I can't tell him you can't do it, because he looks at me and says, Dad, you said if I can walk over fire, I can do anything. And I'm like, yeah, I did, son, but maybe not now, right? So it's just having that belief that anything is possible. Like, are you willing to go through pain and move forward? Yes. So I want to leave you with this quote, or not leave you, start with this quote, that everything, like Mahatma Gandhi said, he changed the destiny of a country. He said, everything starts with your beliefs, that becomes your thoughts, that becomes your words. There's a book that even says that life and death is in the power of the tongue, and those who love to use it will bear the fruit of it. Because the more you say it, it becomes our actions becomes our habits become our values, and our values become our destiny. Who on this call that are there are ready to change their destiny? How many of you are ready to create a new destiny of success? Let me know in the comments who are ready to step it up. Because let's start. If not now, then when? You see, you can't control the world. You cannot control other people. That is why it's so tempting to feel like a victim when something goes wrong. Oh, I'm just living in the wrong country. I'm just living, it's the way I've been brought up. I had the wrong parents, etc. Or you can, however, choose how to respond to the world and other people. You are responsible. You have the power in your own hands. So first step that I want to start with, if you want to change your destiny, you are the creator of your destiny. And I see people say, me, I am in, I am ready. Oh man, I'm ready to step it up. Let's do it. Thanks to Stanley. I know Stanley very well as well. So let's step it up. So destiny, first step that you have to have by creating your destiny. The second thing is to have a clear vision. You have to have a vision of where you are going. If you don't know where you are going, then you're going to perish, because that is the one big thing that when I start with working with companies is they don't have a vision anymore. COVID has pushed them so that they are in survival mode. They forgot about where we're going. We're working with this one company, and the staff says, they're showing up, but the biggest thing that they don't have a vision. They're like, I don't know what the company wants. I don't know where the company is going and what they want to achieve. So one thing is you have to have a clear vision of what you want to achieve, right? The next step is you have to have a purpose. You have to have a purpose that can drive you every day. How many of you go through life without any purpose? You just go 8 to 5, 8 to 5, 8 to 5. It's time to start living with a purpose. What is that purpose in your life? The next thing is then set your goals, right? There's a study in Harvard that said that 3% of the MBA students who have written down their life goals are earning 10 times more than the other 97% of the students combined together. Do you have a place where you have written down your goals and created your goals? What do you want to achieve in the next 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 5 years? What is those goals that you want to drive? Have you written it down, or is it just all in here? Because the thing is, like I said, our thoughts need to become words. We have to say it, but then we have to take action. We have to write it down and take steps on it. But we also need to be able to share it. How many of your companies have a clear vision, a purpose why the company exists? And then next is, what is the goals for the company for this year? What is the target? One company we've been working with set themselves a target. They already, after 5.5 months, overshot it. They are at 144% of their target. They overshot it by 44%, and it's not even the end of the year. Because why? They had vision, they had goals, and they had a purpose why they want to achieve it. Because most people aim at nothing in life and hit it with amazing accuracy. How amazing is that? Most people prepare so much for their funeral. They have testaments, they have walls, etc. But the thing is, they don't even plan their life. They plan their holidays. But how many of you step back and say, let me start planning my life. Let me start planning my business. What do I want? What is my targets? What is my goals? So the one thing is, in business, you need to realize what is going to be the maximum impact. Here's the business wheel of life. There's certain areas you can focus on, but what will be the maximum impact? If you are in a situation where you don't have cash flow, where your business is starting or your business is almost closing, where you are is to sit back, do the wheel of life in business, focus on areas to grow it, and then after overlooking your businesses, where do you need to focus on first that will make the maximum impact? It's all about MI, right? So here's some of my goals I want to share with you. One is I've taken my goals and I've created this beautiful vision board, and I've highlighted two. One is healthy bones and joints, and the other side, Kilimanjaro. This was on my vision board, right? When I couldn't walk. Now you can see in front of you on my video, I can walk now. I can move my elbows. I haven't gone for my replacements yet. And then I will share a little bit about my story. So let's start with your beliefs. Now, one thing that I love about walking over fire is that if you can do that, you can do anything. If you can walk over 500 to 600 degrees Celsius of fire, because most of you believe fire burns, am I right? Let me know for those who still believe that fire burns. But what if I can show you a way of walking over fire, not getting burned, right? What other beliefs do you hold on so much that you never questioned it, right? Because here's the thing. We don't question our beliefs. We accept it to be true because of news, because of friends, or because what we hear that influence us. My thing to you, to challenge you today, and that's why I asked earlier in the call, is that, what is the beliefs you hold on? Do you believe our country is the best country at the moment? And most people that I meet up laughs at me and says, Cobus, have you seen the petrol price? Have you seen what the news is saying? Have you seen what our government is doing? But ladies and gentlemen, I have other proof. I work with businesses that have doubled their business in the last 5 to 6 months. And suddenly I have proven my life that business is good. You just have to have the right belief system. So what is your BS? Not that BS, it's your belief system. What's your belief systems at the moment? Start taking note. Become conscious. That is one of your homeworks to go do. Go write down, what do I believe about business, about money, about customers, about marketing, whatever in business is, what is your beliefs around it? And I see Mr. Mare says, I've done the firewalk with you, man. It's so amazing to see you here. I'm ready to push through that mindset. So here was the big audacious goal that I set for myself. And this was to climb a mountain by the name of Kilimanjaro. How many of you would love to climb Kilimanjaro, right? How many of you don't want to climb Kilimanjaro? Now, guess what? I was one of you. I didn't really want to because I've never climbed a mountain. Hardly ever camped. Yeah, I set myself a goal so big that in the beginning, I didn't believe it's possible because the doctor said, Cobus, you can't even walk. How are you going to go climb a mountain? And I said, well, my coach said, get an audacious goal. It's not about, how you can do it yet. It's first, do you have a why? Do you have a purpose why you want to do it? And I found a purpose. And one of those purposes was with my boys, was to leave a legacy, was to inspire. So I said, I have a strong why, and I started working towards it. And as you saw on the crutches, I started walking on crutches. I would push 2 meters. I would then push a kilometer. And I push, and the thing is, I had people come to me walking with me. So it's about, who do you surround yourself with? Do you have a team of mentors, a team in your company that believes in the vision, that believes in the purpose, that is not there to sink the boat, but is there to help make the boat a motorboat so that we can achieve our targets so much faster? Now, this is Kilimanjaro. I just want to show you how high it is. There's the top, and then that little bit on the right, that is the highest part of Kilimanjaro. Now, I want to ask you quickly, do you all see this beautiful picture? Do you all see it? Actually, I was challenged by 60 amputees ready for Kilimanjaro. Perfect. So can you all see this beautiful picture? Now, ladies and gentlemen, you have control what you focus on. Do you focus on the beauty or like where you are in your life? Because be honest, where in your life, you don't see the potential. You don't see the beauty because all that you see is the freaking shit house that is in front of you, right? It's that hole in the ground, and you forget to focus on the beauty because most of us are in that moment where we are so deep in it that we forget to stand back and realize that's only a small part of this whole big picture. So the first thing is, where do you focus your energy on? Do you focus on all of the problems in the business and your life? Is that where your focus is? Or is it time maybe to stand back and say, let's look at this bigger picture? What is my why? What is my vision? And what do I want to achieve? No matter how impossible it seems. Because here's the thing on Kilimanjaro, you're going to be challenged. Life is going to throw obstacles your way to see, are you willing to step it up? Because here is something called the Barranca Wall. Now, I have arrows there. That's how small the people are. That's like a path going up this mountain. I was totally frightened because I can't even pull myself up in my hands, right? Now here, I have to climb out this mountain. You can either take up the challenge, or you can let the challenges define you that stopped you from reaching your full potential. And I realized I need to dress up. I needed the right support systems. One of those support systems was having the right armor on. So what is your armor? What do you want to put your armor on, right? So for me, the most thing is for you is get the right armor, get the right skills, because this is what I want to mention is what is your skill level? Do you need more skill? Because the next thing is then you have to dress up and be ready for that mountain. Because the thing is, fear is not real. The only place that fear can exist is in our thoughts of the future. It is a product of our imagination causing us to fear things that is near insanity. Do not misunderstand me. Danger is really real, but fear is a choice. You can fear the economy and where the world is going because COVID brought a lot of fear out of people. You know, what is our future going to be like? It's fear of our future. But the thing is, you have the power now in this moment to create a new destiny, to create a new reality for yourself. So stop living in fear and start taking action. So like my mentor, Tony Robbins says, the path to lasting success is to take massive, consistent, and relentless action. No matter what the reality around you is. There was days that I want to give up, but to climb that mountain, it's step, they call it poly, one step at a time, consistent, relentless, and massive action. Are you willing to take action, ladies and gentlemen? Let me, I see people are saying I'm ready to step up. So who is ready? Let me know in the comments, are ready to take action? Because I was ready to take action. And I stepped up and I dressed up. And it all, next step, you know, beliefs become our thoughts. If you change your thoughts, you will change your world. It comes down to thoughts. I had to change my thoughts and say, this is going to be possible. I started surrounding myself with a support team. Here is my support team climbing Kilimanjaro. Now, we're climbing this barranca. One person would pull me up because I didn't have the strength. You see, I could have given up and says, I can't do it by myself. And when I spoke to this chief guide, he said to me, Cobus, it is possible. What do you need? And I was thinking about it. He says, let me give you two people. One that will make sure that he can pull you up because you don't have the strength. And the one at the back, because I don't want you to lose your balance, is to make sure that I catch you and they push you up. So he gave me two support teams. We are not meant to go through this journey alone, ladies and gentlemen. You know, Tonya says, I'm taking action inspired by you and Santel. I love it. Because here, I had to, they call that the kissing rock. Behind me, there's nothing, ladies and gentlemen. I had to put my whole trust on this process, on the people that is with me, that they were capable of doing it. And they were, because if they dropped me, I remember a day before this, a guy fell down that path, the kissing rock. So danger is real, but fear is a choice. And so here's another picture of how they would pull me up and make sure that I don't fall. Do you have a strong team? Do you have a team that when you can't lead, that they will lead and they will catch you when you fall? You are just as strong as your weakest link. So make sure your team is stepping up. Because the thing is, before you know it, you will get to the top and you will see the beauty. You will see the sun rising on the highest mountain of all on your journey of accepting your reality. So when you do that, sometimes we just need to stop and appreciate the beauty. Here's a picture taken of us appreciating that beauty. But the thing is, sometimes on this journey, we might feel like it's too tough. Because sometimes it's lonely. I just want to give up. Yeah, I was sitting, giving up. Didn't have energy. I couldn't breathe, altitude sickness. But I knew something needed to change. So here's the thing. My friend, Will, looked at me and says, Cobus, just remember why you came to climb this mountain. When you have your why and your purpose, you will push through the pain and you will move forward, because words are powerful, because words speaks life. Words makes you move forward. Words are there to uplift you. Words change the chemistry of your body. Now, whatever it takes means I don't have any excuses. I can't blame anyone. The power is in my hands to step it up. And yeah, I'm pushing forward, where I just got to, not the highest part of the mountain, but I did get to the top of the mountain. Yeah, I'm at Stella Point. You can see most of the journey I did with my crutches. Are you going to have excuses? Oh, I can't. I don't have money. I don't have the resources. I'm born in the wrong country, wrong culture, whatever it is. It's only an excuse. You have the opportunity to change it. How many of you are physically able to climb Kilimanjaro and yet you are not willing to step it up because of all of the excuses? Yet here I am with my disability and I climbed Kilimanjaro through all of the pain. Are you willing to go through the pain? Because there's no excuses. Yeah, we're walking on fire. Now, I had guys that were in wheelchairs that came to walk on the fire. not only my son, they came to me and said, Cobus, we can't walk on fire. I said, well, what is your hands at the moment? And they said, well, this is my feet at the moment, is my hands. I said, well, don't you walk with your hands? Remember, they live with those hands. They do everything with those hands. So if their hands get burned, they can't do anything. And yet we find a way. So ladies, are you living through excuses and blaming the world, or are you ready to change it? So the first step in your business is the culture. The culture in your team is important. What is the culture like? Is there team cohesion? Do you have mentorship and coaching on this journey to fill up the potholes in your armor to make sure that you can achieve what you need to achieve? So culture, team, not team building, but more team spirit. Leadership. Are you leading the team from the front? Are you willing to take action? So here's a team that I worked with in 2017. So some of you might know them, but they were the Southern Kings. They were the second season or third season and super happy. The first 2 seasons, the most wins they got is 2. And so when I started with them, I asked them, so guys, are we going to go win games? What do you think they said? And their response was, Cobus, no, it's not possible. The most we probably can do is 2 games. So ladies, it has to change with your beliefs. So we started walking on fire. We did other activities. We changed the beliefs. We are a team. We changed the culture in the team. Remember when I shared the hug, I made these guys hug. It's quite tough getting 45 people, especially men, to hug. But I remember afterwards, everyone hugging. One guy stands up and he says, guys, I never let even my mom get this close to me. I have my personal bubble. But today, my heart is pumping chocolates for all of you. Change the culture in a team. And that year, they won 6 games. Just to get it in perspective. They won the best team in Australia, the Waratahs. They were the only South African team to win the Jaguars in Argentina. They won the Bulls on Loftus. They won the Sharks that had their full strength for Springbok team on, right? There was 2 games they lost with 1 point and 2 points in the last minute. If they won that, ladies, just understand this. They would have been in the quarterfinals. They would 1 game away from being the winner of the championship. Sometimes we are this close, but we need to start believing now. Beautiful story, changing your beliefs, your thoughts. So get back to basics, ladies and gentlemen. Business is basics. There's certain things you need to do. One I want to share with you today is relationship. Not only with your staff, but with your customers. Do they trust you? Do they love you? We are moving back this world today back to building relationships. It's not about building social media and funnels and marketing. Yes, that is part of the process, but it starts with relationship, building that trust with people. People need to start loving you and fall in love with you. It's all about the art of communication. In order to influence someone, you must know what already influences them. So you need to make research. You need to understand yourself, how you communicate. You need to understand the people that you are communicating with to make a difference. The next step is assessments. Stand back, assess your business. Here's a few assessments I use. One is when you need to understand yourself and your people is called the DISC. I love the DISC because it tells you who you are and it tells who your people are. There's also the other test, visual, auditory, and aesthetic. How are people processing information? Are they want to hear it? Do they want to see it? Or do they want to feel it? If you understand that, you can move people. And then another assessment where I do is where you look at the whole business from your strategy, your execution, your team, your business, your money, your cash flow. Assess where you are now so that you can know where you want to go. If you don't know where you are starting, if I don't know I'm in Pretoria, I won't be able to ever get to Cape Town because I don't know where I'm starting from. So know where you are now so that you can set the target where you want to go. The next step for businesses that is needed going forward in the next 12 months to change your business, it's time to innovate. Innovate your business, innovate your products, innovate the way you market, innovate the way you sell. Innovation is key. Change one wording, change the packaging. It can be the same product, but just changing it a little bit or bringing one more feature into it, it will change the look and feel. So start innovating, start backing, and look how you can change your business. Sound differently, feel differently to the market out there. Use both sides of your brain, ladies and gentlemen. Not only the logical side where you are focused on detail, but also be creative. If you are not creative, find someone in your team or a coach or a mentor that can come in that are creative, that can be more creative, bring that energy into being innovative. The next thing is marketing. Be proactive. not reactive. I find most businesses that are reactive to marketing are struggling. You know, especially the last 3 years, people are pulling money back from marketing. You have to be out there. You have to push your brand out there. It's the businesses that are spending money on marketing that are thriving. You know, my mentor said the first step in any business that you need to do if they are struggling, apart from cash flow, etc., is marketing. They are not marketing their business enough, right? They are not selling their business. So market. The next step is mental and emotional grit. Emotional grit, ladies and gentlemen. Mental, you have to up that skill level. Being in business is not the easiest job. Being an entrepreneur is not the easiest job. It's challenging, it's lonely, it's tough out there. But the thing is, if you're up, because why? There's so many stresses in our life. Here's an example. Ancient was only illness, searching for food, predators, natural disasters. Today, we are facing so much more stress. Bills, work, perfectionism, body image, masculinity, politics, etc., etc. We're facing so much more that we need to up our mental and our mental skill and our emotional skill. You know, one thing is EQ is the most important in your business. Yes, someone says, I'm not marketing my business enough. Yes, you're not out there. And it's not just social media, Stanley. It's more than that because, yeah, my partner, Santel, says your EQ determines your IQ. It's not about how smart and genius you are. It's about your emotions that drive you because emotions is energy in motion. Your emotions is what makes your team step up. It's what makes you step up. Take charge of it because why? Emotions influence your decisions that you make, your behavior, your productivity. It all influences that. Why? Think about negative emotions. It narrows your thinking. It limits your interpretation of events. It reduces your performance. It shrinks your from opportunities. Where positive emotions makes you take more risk. Makes you think deeply about issues. It makes you open to new ideas. It helps you to be creative at problem solving. That is why emotions is the way forward. And then, yeah, EQ has twice the power of IQ to predict performance. EQ is also a better predictor than employee skill, knowledge, or expertise. That is the way going for the future. Does your business have a strong EQ culture? Yes or no? Let me know in the business. In the chat box. 6, next step for your business process, back to basic. What is your sales process like and what is your customer journey? Are you building a relationship? Are you taking them through a journey? Are you nurturing them? Are you giving value? Are you looking after them? Are you connecting with them, right? So that's important. What is your sales process like? It's not about just the sales anymore, ladies and gentlemen. People want to support businesses that have a journey where they feel like they're part of the family. You know, you all are on the sales INDABA because you've connected with the NSBC. You've become part of their family, part of their tribe. And that is why you are showing up at the school today. Now, the next step is people buy into a story. Are you giving back to the community? Are you uplifting? What is your why? Are you making a difference? It's not just about making money anymore, right? Are you making an uplifting your community? Are you giving back? Are you making a difference? What is your story? Because businesses support businesses that has a strong story and that is making a difference. That will set you apart from your competitors. And then step 8, are you willing to take calculated risks? Taking calculated risks is the first steps towards growth. Most successful people is those who take risks, calculated risks. But nevertheless, risks. The biggest risk in life is to not take any risk. And then the next part is, do you have habits and rituals? Become consciously aware when you are sitting where you're sitting. What is your habits and rituals? Your habits are driving your performance. Your rituals are creating your results. Start becoming consciously aware of what is your habits and rituals. Then the next thing that I want to just mention, are you agile? Can you adapt? Do you have adversity? It's time for you to be flexible, ladies and gentlemen, because business is not the same every single day. It's time for you to stand back and be flexible. If one thing doesn't work out, stand back and change it and implement it, because it's all about expecting the best. Then a question I want to ask you, I'm almost finished, is that are you living on the cause side of life or are you living on the effect side of life? Think about this. Are you the cause in your life? Or are you the effect side of things in your life? Are you living by cause or effect? And then as you notice, the journey that I've been speaking to of you follows the Gandhi quote, The next thing that is your foundation, what is your values? What is the values your business is based on? Do your team live by that values? Do you live by that values? Because the one thing that I get to companies, they have their nice values on the board, but nobody knows it. They don't even know what it means. They don't even know how it looks like. Because the thing is, it's not about just knowing the values. How should we live it up? How should we see it in other people? How should we see it in our life? What is expected through that value? Is value still driven in your organization? Because here's the thing, is companies buying to other companies with similar values? Do other companies know your values? Does customers know your values? Because people support people with similar and like values. And before you know it, ladies and gentlemen, if you follow this process, you create magic. You end up creating the destiny. And this was my destiny, going through all of the steps, getting to the top of the mountain. And what can you expect? You can expect exponential results. So I just shared with you the secret to the success is the peak performance quotient. It's IQ plus EQ plus IQ plus SQ. And I just shared with you, it's part of my blueprint, our blueprint of peak performance that follows the center strategy of creating peak performance in your life and in your business and making magic. Now, if you have any questions, so be informed. If you are on the email list of NSBC, you will find a link. I will give you 2 books that I've co-written with a friend. It's called Extraordinary You, The Power That Is You, Volume 1 and 2, that you can freely go download. It's my gift to you, or you can go buy it on Amazon if you want to and pay for it. But if you're on the list, if you're not, just go to Sales INDABA NSBC's website and register, and you will find the email, or just reach out to them on their social media and they will send you the link. And yeah, there's just I will send you this link as well, and you're welcome to go and follow me, but be on the lookout for the email. Leandro, let's just check if there's any other calls. You can put me back on the screen just to see if I can just go through the questions if there's other people. So if you have any questions that you want to ask, put it in the chat box, because we basically at the end of the call. Let me just scroll through. I like it because it talks to me first as a person, my inner man. What do I want to achieve, then to the team and to the business? Wow. Yeah, I need to take a screenshot of that. That is so beautiful said. What are your core values and how do you put them into action? Yeah, thank you. That's the host that asked. Thanks, Cobus, for the gift. EQ allows me to move out of a confined car seat to market. Okay, I'm inspired by this. Okay, I tend to forget the basics, which is so important. Yes, Flip, the basics is important. I'm not marketing my business enough. Business is all about relationship. How well you build them determines how well they build your business. Internal fortitude, given its practical expression, fires ones up. Yes. And if someone says, yes, I agree, there's a lot of opportunities that people can jump in. And that is why we're hosting an event to address unemployment and raise standard. Okay, awesome. Awesome. There's a awesome James Cobus. Thank you. That is exactly what I was telling my business partner yesterday. We need each other to make this work. Beautiful. Yes, it's a team sport. It's not. Ruzi said, let's go, 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 go. Fire up someone. Thank you. This is awesome motivation. It has inspired me absolutely. Cobus is a true hero and champion. But ladies and gentlemen, not only me, you are a hero and a champion as well. So, you need to go write your destiny. You need to go write your story. Wow, an amazing motivational talk this morning. Truly inspiring. Thank you, Cobus. Wow, very insightful. We need culture in our business. I love it. Stanley says, I would love to have a chat about practical aspects of marketing or business. Okay. Thanks for informative and motivation. Start where you are. Oh, man, I can go on and on. I think there's so many. I will go on this social. I know it was live stream, so I will go and see if there's any other comments to go and answer. But otherwise, I just want to say again to NSBC, Africa, it is. Want to know about future events? Go. You as a member, you can be for free. Go to www.nsbc.africa/member_benefits. Just go to nsbc.africa and go join and be part of this process. They do a lot of events and a lot of opportunities like this where you can learn and be motivated. Powerful presentation indeed. So inspiring, insightful. Thank you so much for this. So one thing that I want to leave you by, as I say goodbye, is what is the 3 things? You can go comment it and we can say, what is the 3 things that you will from today start taking action, that you will, out of this talk that you take, what is the 3 things that you will implement on your journey to success? So if you can go and do that, thank you, Cobus. A lot of gold. There are some things you mentioned, like relationships are key to winning our clients. We are definitely going to read your book. Yours truly is motivated and shown me that belief is everything. After hearing about your challenges, we really have no excuses. How important? Here's a question: how important do you believe developing grit has become to business individuals? So Stanley, it's become the most important thing, because the thing is, life is going to throw us challenges. The Ukrainian war just happened. They might, the petrol price is going up. There's so many things challenging our emotions. My question to you is as well, are you in control of your emotions, or are your emotions controlling you? And that is why emotional grit is so important. Moses, upcoming events, just follow on social media, and with NSBC, just go to their website. Programs, Katlego, you're welcome to just follow me on social media. Yeah, I think, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. We sort of 2 minutes, 4 minutes over time. I just want to say thank you for the opportunity to go to the sites, go on social media, like NSBC, go like me, Cobus Visser, wherever you are. And again, NSBC, Sales INDABA, thank you for the opportunity that I could share on how to create magic in your business.